Today, America was rededicated to God. What does this all mean? Where are we heading? We're going to talk about it today on The Reality of God. Hello everyone out there. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to The Reality of God. My name is Ron Farina. I am back at the news desk, and no doom and gloom today. No sadness, no feeling sorry for myself or anything like that. In fact, today was a glorious day. And why was it glorious? Because today, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, rededicated our country back to God.
Yes! Oh boy, is this great!
And of course, you have the opposition. You have the pink-haired, blue-haired, nose ring people who are very demonic and very acting demonic and very much against it. They're very much against it. So, of course, you're going to have that. You're going to have opposition. You're going to have people to be against it. And of course, they are not Christians. They are not of God.
She's not a Christian!
But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because right now, I think we have just entered into history. From today till next week, which happens to be Pentecost, got that right. Pentecost is starting next Sunday. And from today until next week, we're going to see how it's all going to play out. And of course, I was just listening to a prophetic word from Hank Kunneman talking about now it is time. It is time for God's glory to be poured out. It is time, finally, that we're going to see just tremendous revival break out. God's favor is about to land in this country. You've talked about this many times for the last 4 years that I have had this channel. We've talked about, the thing that God's about to do. And now we see it in Scripture. And today was Psalms 33. Psalms 33, verse 12, because now we are proclaiming true prosperity, happiness, and favor belong to the society that honors the Lord. And if you've read Psalms 33, verse 12, it's extremely powerful, of course, and it's kind of goes and coincides with what has happened today.
Today, Junior?
Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he chose for his inheritance. Prosperity and freedom and so forth that God has promised. And as thousands and thousands, as multitudinous and multiplicities and multiplied thousands, and it's what my father used to say, and I think he was quoting Jimmy Swaggart, who came to Washington and rededicated. They worshiped, they praised, many did speeches, many did tremendous speeches. And I got to see snippets of it, and I didn't get to see I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw snippets of some very important speeches that has really, dedicated this nation to God. And just like our forefathers who did that in 1776, 250 years ago, they dedicated this nation to God, and now we finally, after 250 years, rededicated it back to Him. And now we are proclaiming Psalms 33:12 on our nation. And finally, we are bringing it back to God. What does this all mean? Simple. It means that prosperity, freedom, as I said before, not only that, but imagine prayer back in school. Imagine being able to, speak the gospel, be able to freely, preach the gospel, be able to have freedom like we haven't seen in a very long time. How we've been censored and how the church has just been quiet and kind of like this, when's the rapture going to come? When's the rapture going to come? When are you returning, Jesus? We're kind of getting a little antsy here. That's not the intention of what God's plan is. I've said this many times. His intention is for this nation to rise up and bring the gospel to all the nations. Jesus isn't returning until the gospel unto all nations is preached, and that is in Matthew 24:14. But Ron, it's already happened. It's already been done. No. The Bible clearly says all nations.
All there, black and white, clear as crystal.
Okay? We had, and that is where a strong, but there's been revival in China. There's all that. You don't understand what he means by that. We're still in this religious mindset that every prophetic thing about the end times has been accomplished and we're just waiting for it to happen. No. Acts 3:21 says he's keeping them in heaven until all are fulfilled. You have to understand, And now we're about to see the final entry of what before the return of Christ, and that is the glory to be poured out upon all the earth and all the nations. This is now. And again, we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know what or how everything's going to all play out. We don't know all the details. All we know is what the scriptures say, what the Bible says. And that is all, the gospel, the glory will be poured out upon all nations. Simple as that.
Yup.
And we're going to see it. It's going to be incredible. I mean, imagine secular schools being able to just proclaim Jesus Christ and so forth. And of course, you have the hissy fits, you have these leftists and how they're just outraged. And I'm sure we're going to see video of probably protesters protesting the whole thing. I have not seen any yet, but I'm sure they're going to be out there, and the 60, 70-year-old women, and you notice most of them a lot of them are women. You notice that? And a lot of them are single women, and I wonder why they're single.
You surprised?
It's pretty funny just to kind of see these people the way they are, the pink hair and the blue hair, and they're just out of their minds, and a lot of them are have violent tendencies, and their protesting isn't just, and you're free to protest, that's your right, but their way of protesting is violence. It's all that. It's death, bloodshed. That's what the devil's intention is. He's to kill, steal, and destroy. And so the bottom line is, what we've witnessed today, and I think what we're going to witness from now on, is going to be just an incredible move of God. And the thing is, I really do believe that there's going to be a judgment to come upon evil. There's going to be, the great and terrible day of the Lord, which I've talked about before. I don't know how this is all going to play out, but it's in the Bible. It's scriptural, Joel 2:31, if you want reference to it. And of course, in the book of Joel also talks about the Spirit will come upon all flesh. And so, and it's reiterated in Acts 2. So it's just a lot to bring in, a lot to come in And so it's going to be exciting. We're entering exciting times. I am really excited about what's going to be going on. And of course, I talked about what's going to happen today. May 17th is going to be a very, very big day when it comes to our nation. And again, it happened today. So the bottom line, guys, we are coming into amazing times. We're seeing it. We're witnessing it. I truly believe that President Donald J. Trump is going to go down as one of the greatest presidents this country's ever had.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
And I know that a lot of people are probably, hating me for saying that, but I don't care, because it's just a fact on how this man who was on The Apprentice, who was a reality star, I knew who Donald Trump was when I was a kid, and I just knew he was a rich guy, and I knew he was a builder. He was a real estate. He was a builder and all that. Well, real estate builder and so forth. But he built, and I think God used this builder to bring back this nation. I mean, for some reason, there was something about Trump that I knew. I knew something, even as a teenager. I just kind of knew that. What if he's president? I even thought this one time. I said, what if he's president sometime? Because he talked about it, on Oprah. He talked about, and of course he never said he was going to run for president at that time. But I was like, wow, he kind of would be a cool president. And in some ways, and I heard that interview, I was like, yeah, I could see that. And lo and behold, he's going to go down as the greatest president of all time, chosen by the Lord. Obviously chosen by God as as Lance Wallnau calls him, the modern day Cyrus. As we all know the story of Cyrus, we all know the rebuilding of Israel, how he gave Israel back to the people or gave it back to God and so forth. And that's what we're doing. And the United States is, again, rededicating itself back to God. We are now one nation under God. And it even says so on my shirt. The shirt is the swearing in of I think political leaders and so forth. This is my swearing in. When they do their swearing, they do this. If you can read it, I don't know if you can read it, but I do and solemnly swear support the Constitution of the United States and so forth. And that's what this shirt represents. It represents, what a politician should be swearing to. And have you seen any of these Democrats doing that? Swearing, stating and swearing that they will follow the Constitution of the United States. Obviously not. So what's going to happen to the left? Well, let me think. Who's left? I would say that the left, first of all, they're going to have a meltdown, like they always do. They're going to be crying in the streets. They're going to be violent. They're going to throw temper tantrums. They're going to be pulling their hair out. Because like me, they're going to be nuts. But there's not only that policy, but they've also mentioned, and Trump has mentioned this, about only allowing American-born citizens to take office in Congress and Senate and so forth. And I am 100% behind that. Yes! Not letting people who may have legally come to the United States, even though we're unsure about Ilhan Omar. Okay, I don't think she's a legal citizen, to be honest with you. But allowing not only term limits, but allowing, American-born citizens to run for office. And that includes any office. And that needs to happen. We need to see that happen. We need to get rid of these jihad, Muslim-loving, terrorist-loving Democrats that are in office right now. And it's getting to the point where this, I believe, will take place. They're going down, guys. It's over for them. Whatever negative media you hear, or even the some of the right-wing media you hear, and some of it's pretty negative, how they're just feeling that these people are just, they feel like, oh, they're gonna win the midterms, all this, and it's stuff like that I can't stand, because you have to look at the big picture here. The midterms, I do believe there's going to be a red wave, but it's not going to be like how, I don't think it's going to be a normal midterm this year. I really don't. I really truly believe that, I hope there's voting laws. I hope there's, only U.S. citizens can vote, and it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what sexual orientation you are. If you're an American citizen, you have the right to vote. Okay? If you're an illegal immigrant of some sort, they should not be voting. I'm saying that flat out. Okay? Illegals cannot vote in our election. This is United States election for citizens. Now, if you are an immigrant who came here and you are a U.S. citizen now, yes, vote. You did everything legally? Of course you vote. But I'm talking about the illegal immigration that we have seen. And a lot of this is going to change. And, we've had so many loopholes. We've had so many judges and so forth knocking everything down, or senators and rhinos, especially rhinos, come on, have knocked down the whole big voting plan. It's common sense. It's common sense that we should have like only U.S. citizens voting, and 1 day voting. That's it. Okay. If I get the mail-in ballots for people who are, who are military, out of the country, all that. Yeah, I get that. But I'm talking about 1 day to vote, 1 day for elections. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. 100% it's going to happen, and when that happens, when we have real elections, we're going to see this nation just change. It's going to be amazing. We've had the whole thing with the Democratic gerrymandering and the districting of the lines and so forth, the line districting and all these, and Virginia, and and now that's completely changed, and now we could add more seats and so forth, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And these lines, and I looked at them, I was like, they're made, it looks like a 2-year-old did those lines. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the thing is, they made it so racially local, and that's what segregation is. That's exactly, it was exactly segregation. And segregation is no more. We don't want segregation. We want everyone. It doesn't matter. Okay? That's what Martin Luther King wanted. End all that. To end the whole racial divide. That's not America. America is, we are meant to be, a diverse country. Yeah. And to equally have opportunities for everybody. To have opportunities for education and jobs and just everything. Every one of you. No matter the color of your skin, no matter if you're LGBTQ, it doesn't matter. Opportunities, that's what America's all about. If you're an American, you love this country, that's what it is. And this whole thing with the ridiculous racial segregated areas, and the sad part of it is, it's not a person of color who's like the congressperson. It's a white person. It makes no sense to me. That's the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is the racist party. 100%. They are the racist party. They are the starters of the KKK. They're the ones who started segregation. They're the ones who wanted to continue slavery. Look at your history books. It was the Republicans who put a stop to that. And it got ridiculous. And, and so it was LBJ who just really started the whole getting the black vote as much as possible to the Democratic Party. It was him who started all that. And so it's just a sad state of affairs. You know, now I believe we're going to see a change. We're going to see the African community start, a lot of them are starting to like, whoa, you know, they're starting to come around. They're starting to, you know, slowly but surely they are. And hopefully we are going to have them, you know, join us. As Mary would say, come join us. They would come and join us and be part of the American dream, the American lifestyle, the American everything. It doesn't matter anymore. Put the whole color thing away. It's ridiculous. We're red-blooded Americans. That's the bottom line. We should be against illegal immigration. We should be against all that, and we should be all on the same side. And that goes for and even the legal immigrants who are here to join, to be part of, you know, this American dream under God, one nation under God, where all men are created equal. It didn't say all white men are created. It said all men are created equal. So that's where I stand. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about where we're heading. There may be some bleak times. There may be some dark times coming. But no, stick with the plan. Stick with what God has planned. Revival, move like we've never seen. It's never happened in this world ever, what we're about to go through. It is the last, it is the final hurrah before Jesus returns. And that is the glory to be poured out upon all the nations. And I saw that in my dream. I did not see a dark, bleak world. I saw a glorious, I was surrounded by glory when Jesus returned, when the rapture or whatever happened. I'm doing more research on the rapture, but that's for another video, another time. I just saw 1 Thessalonians 4:17 happen. That was in my dream. I've talked about it before. And if you want to go back to my old videos to see the dream video, see it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I actually literally felt, saw, smelled everything in that dream. And if it was a dream, it was a vision, I don't know. I'm still kind of like on the cusp of what I was there because I felt everything. So I'm thinking it was a vision. So that was my end times dream. So again, go back and I will, it's a little bit more into detail. I wish I could make a movie about it or actually do AI on it. I want to try to figure all that stuff out, but I digress. Anyways, I'm just happy. I'm in a great mood today. You know, there's a lot of good things to look forward to, and I'm excited. And I'm getting married on July 3rd, which is the day before our 250th birthday of America, our bicentennial, whatever. I don't know what it was, but it's going to be an exciting time. And I get to have a wife on July 4th of our 250th birthday.
Really? That's sweet.
It's exciting. And it's by design. You know, I did this on purpose, and it'd be a very small wedding, but it doesn't matter. It's just, you know, we're gonna get it done, get her done. So, all right. Anyways, I'm excited. Praise God. I can't wait. He's about to do amazing things, and I really hope all of you are with me. I hope all of you love this country, love this nation. You know, I am so thankful to God I was born here. I was born in the United States of America. I was born to love the United States of America. And even though, yeah, I was a Democrat for a while, but it was the Democratic Party of the old school style but not anymore. I am a proud MAGA Republican. I'm a proud lover of this nation. And I'm excited. There's a lot to look forward to. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you guys for joining me today. And again, praise God. We are one nation under God once again. We have rededicated our nation to the Lord. And now let's pursue. Let's keep praying. Let's keep praying for what God has planned. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing in the plan. Just stick with the plan. Stick with what God has in store and stay in prayer. Stay close to the Lord. Stay close to the Word of God. That's the biggest advice I can give you. And when if dark times happen, and just stay close to Him, because there's bright days ahead. There's glory days, not gloomy days ahead. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. God bless all of you. Bye for now.